Hope you guys are doing well. I am back with part 3 of April 2020 and my Project Life album. This is the last part of the April month that I'm going to be doing. I have mentioned this in previous videos, but this year or for 2020, I definitely stuck with something a lot more loose as far as week numbers and things like that. I pretty much just scrapbooked in chronological order, but I didn't really worry too much about what week I was on. This year, definitely, I did not take nearly as many pictures. My daughter is also getting older, and she is not super excited about getting her photo taken as much as she used to be. So it was definitely a struggle to get photos this year, and then with everything going on, we just weren't doing as much either, so it just wasn't as many opportunities. So I thought I would give myself some grace this year and definitely just do more laid back and just scrapbook in chronological order for the most part and not worry about what week I was on or all that kind of stuff. I do try to date some of the photos as I go along. I don't always show my journaling on screen just because it's a little boring to watch me journal. Plus, it just takes me a while sometimes to journal. I also didn't journal as much this year. This is where I typically did more of my journaling in my project life, but this year, I don't know, I just didn't write down a lot of stuff. In years past, I try to keep a journal and then use that to then write my journaling because I'm not always doing these layouts that, as things are happening. But I don't know, just didn't do much of that this year. It's been an interesting year in 2020. I don't know. It wasn't a lot of stuff going on, not just, everybody else's life stuff going on, but there's a lot of stuff going on in my life. So I don't know. I just wasn't in the mood to do a lot of journaling this year. But anyway, on to the layout. These are some fabric, kind of almost like a canvas material from Pink Fresh Studio, I think. And I'm using those in a couple places on the layout. And you can see I've already pulled some chipboard pieces out as well. These are some stickers from a Maggie Holmes collection. I'm going to pull a couple of these black word strips out to put on some places on this page. I'm also going to be doing some stamping on this layout. I pulled out some Ali Edwards stamps towards the end of the video, so you'll see me doing some stamping. I just always have to remind myself that I have stamps in my stash. I always forget, and I just never think about using them. I love using the stamps. I just always forget that I have them. So I was pretty excited that I remembered to use them this time. So you will see them in a couple places on the layout. There I just put a little banner, put a word strip, and then a little copper chipboard heart, which I thought was really cute. And then I'm just going to glue that down. And that's a photo of my daughter. There was some crazy storm coming, and she was outside taking video of it and sending it over to her friends, and I just caught a real quick photo. It was kind of dark, so I did it in black and white. It's not a very good photo, but the excitement on her face I thought was fun, and I wanted to make sure I documented that. Now I'm just looking through these Maggie Holmes stickers, and I'm going to use some of these letter gold stickers, and I'm going to put those around on the page. I'm going to work on that little card there where I have that banner. I started a new hobby doing a little bit of slow stitching and having some fun with that. So I'm going to document my new hobby here by using the label, these gold stickers, and then some stickers from October Afternoon. I really like those letters from October Afternoon too. It's really a bummer that they're not in business anymore. They had some really great stuff. I love their kind of retro items, and I've definitely hoarded them, but I have tried to use them as well because like just keeping them in my stash doesn't make any sense. I really need to use them, but it is super hard because I know there's no more available, but I try to. So now I'm just going to add this label down and that little chipboard camera. I didn't put it quite right, so I had to peel it up carefully. And then I'm going to take the backing off of the camera and then add that on. This is a picture of not the completed piece, but my piece in progress that I was working on with the slow stitching. I'm going to add an XOXO, I think, sticker from that sheet that I have in my hand now to that same photo that I was working on. Using my tweezers because my fingers are difficult to use when I have those little bitty pieces of embellishment. So here is where I pull out my stamp set. So this one is Kids Are Cool. This is from Ali Edwards from Technique Tuesday from a while back. I don't know if it's available. You might be able to find out on Etsy. So I'm going to use that with this little birdie stamp. And using my VersaFine black ink, I like this one the best. I think it gives the best detail and it's a really nice black color. So this is one of my favorite black inks that I have. I don't have a ton of black inks, but this is the one I really, really enjoy using. So this one just says the simple beauty of time spent outside. You can see there is pictures of the little trail that I took and then a little birdie snuggled in there perfectly. So I added that down there. I am going to pull another sticker out that says the call of the wild. That photo, or that is going to go on the photo of the 3 dogs in the back of the car. I'm just going to pull that down, and I do use my StazOn ink for this one because it is on photo paper, and this photo paper does have a glossy texture and the ink won't stick on it. So I do want to make sure I use my StazOn ink for this. It's a solvent ink that's permanent, so it's a good for photos. So I'll just stamp that down. We definitely took the dogs on a decent amount of walks during the spring, especially when everything started happening and we were kind of in shutdown. We needed at least to get out a little bit so we weren't stuck at home so much. And the dogs and the family went on a decent amount of walks actually in the spring. And we have like a little trail down by our house that's kind of wooded, but it's gravel, so it's really nice to take the dogs and walk. So we usually can get like a mile or so in each time, maybe a little. No, actually, I think we walk about almost 3 miles actually when we do it, if I remember correctly. So now I'm going to work on this card. This is another stamp from Ellie Edwards from quite a while back. I'm just going to stamp that again using my VersaFine ink. And it's about sunshine. And then I'll add that little chipboard piece. And the pattern paper is a little hard, makes it a little hard to read the stamp, but you can read it better when you can see it in real life, so it works out okay. And then there's this little quote on the same stamp set that I'm going to use. I'm going to also ink it up with my VersaFine, stamp that down, and then add the butterfly. I like the text of this one. It looks kind of like an old vintage typewriter font, and I think the combination of the little word strip, the butterfly, and then that kind of fancy pinkish paper I think looks really nice together. So I'm just going to put those all together and I think that works well. I'm just going to glue this little piece of wood grain paper down and then add that jar of flowers. That is also a chipboard sticker that I had put down earlier. And then I have that little faux washi strip that is that canvas sticker. Now this card is a little bit too wide, so I am going to trim down the card so that the wood grain and the card are the same depth or width. So I'm just going to carefully trim just a little bit off of that card, and then that looks a lot nicer. So I'm going to now add the little chipboard piece with the flowers and then this little washi kind of strip. And I love the texture that those stickers have. They have like the canvas fabric texture and it really looks nice with some of the other combinations of textures that I'm using. Now I don't trust chipboard pieces, so I always glue those down. I'm just using Scotch Quick Dry glue in my fine liner bottle for that, just to make sure it really sticks. I can't tell you how many times the chipboard just falls off the pages, so I always add a little extra adhesive when I'm putting them down, if I remember. So I'm going to glue all these down. Oh, it looks like I'm not going to put the liquid glue on those. I either forgot or it must have been really sticky, so I wasn't worried about it. Adding some adhesive to this one. I think I keep that card simple and just add that today banner. I don't think I do anything else with that one. I am going to glue down that little blue flower there. I'm going to add a little word strip with it as well, just because it looked a little floating and I thought adding a word strip would make it kind of anchor it a bit more. Those are also from the Maggie Holmes. It just says smile on it. And I'm just going to combine those two together and I think that works perfect. Here I'm going to spell out spring days with these pink fresh stickers. They're little puffy alphabet stickers. So I'm going to spell spring days on this card, and then I'm going to add those alpha stickers also on the 3x4 card that has the jar with the flowers on it, and it's just going to say WFH, work from home, because the photo below is a picture of me working from home with my cat on my lap. I want to document that. And I really like these stickers. They're kind of almost a matte puffy sticker, so they're really pretty. They're not shiny, which I like that they're kind of that matte texture. So I'm going to pull this little circle sticker off and add some more things to this card here. Add the little chipboard heart. And I'm really kind of coming to the end of this layout. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you liked the video today. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe. And if you want to know when the next video is posted, you can just click the bell icon and it will let you know. Have a great day, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.